Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Trying to confoozle me. You naughty boy.
Naughty boy.
Hello, everybody.
That's how we're starting.
No! Welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Cobra Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by the man who, by the words of Sakurai, is a good boy. It's Mikey G. Wolf V3. Hello, Mikey.
I am a good boy.
That's why you'd be allowed in the Super Smash games, unlike Mai from King of Fighters. She's not a good girl. She needs to get the fuck out.
I feel like she'd be more effective in the Super Smash games than me. Let's be honest.
But you're not a good boy, so... Oh, sorry, you are a good boy, so that's the reason. Did you hear about that controversy?
No, is it because she's in a game where she is wearing less than a lot and is perhaps built a bit better than some of the other Super Smash females with their 2D... like I was made in the Nintendo days designs.
Yeah, she shows a lot of skin, and there was a big controversy about why wasn't she included.
Naked. He's in theirs.
Yeah, the people put the blame on Sakurai, and I thought to myself, it's probably Nintendo.
Oh, it's absolutely Nintendo. Like the only Bayonetta shouldn't be on anything Nintendo. I'm still trying to get my head around that.
I think the reason is like her and Zero Suit Samus, because that's skin tight. Apparently, I think the reason that they're allowed in is because they're not showing skin, even though it's like, it's right on them.
Because I know for a fact Bayonetta's attacks get her naked.
I think it's because the camera's not close to it and it's not constant. This is just a guess, though. I think that's the only reason why. And then some people said, "Oh, well, why don't they just like give my spandex or something to cover up?" And then I thought to myself, because then in a different timeline where that happened, people would be complaining about why they've covered up my Valentine.
Yeah.
And it's not even like she's a playable character. She would have been a background character anyway.
Yeah.
I think this was something we should have probably mentioned last week as an intro, but I don't know why it popped into my head for this week, so that's... I don't
know. I've been looking at Switch stuff, trying to find, like...
Do you have a Switch, or is this, like, just shopping about?
Looking at it and just going, is there a reason for me to get this console? Because I might have a bit of extra cash at Christmas, so I'm just looking at, like... I got a DS to play Pokemon.
Okay, well, there's new Pokemon.
Yeah, and I played Persona Q in it, and I played Batman, and I played Lego Jurassic Park.
Which Batman?
One of the Lego ones.
Oh, okay.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had that console for 5 years.
Yeah.
And there was just so little on that thing that ever attracted me.
Yeah.
Persona Q, great game, but it was a mistake to buy that console. And like all the Sword and Shield talk got me thinking. Apart from the fact that, from what I've seen of Sword and Shield, it's actually not very appealing beyond the fact that I want to be a swearing Scottish trainer. And if I did have it, I would not create a character. I would be swearing Scottish trainer.
Why do you say it's not appealing? Is it just because it's another Pokemon game, but in a nice kind of 3D world? Well,
it's in a 3D world, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of just, they've all been semi 3D for a while. So the graphical aspect of it doesn't interest me. The designs, in large part, turn me off.
Of the new ones, or
yeah,
okay,
because they're very Disney. A lot of them are very, very Disney.
I hear a lot of people saying that about the new Pokemons.
There's a squirrel there, and once I saw him, I couldn't unsee it in the rest of them.
But there is that sheep that's very cute.
Yes, the sheep is cute, and there's a couple of them. There are ones in there that are very not Disney.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, they're more traditional Japanese. Maybe not the good Pokemon designs at times, but some of them are good, some of them are bad. There's an apple dragon I can't stand.
An apple dragon?
It's an apple that's a dragon type.
Oh. Charizard's not a dragon, though.
No, but Charizard... no, not in this one, because Mega Evolution's gone.
Well, yeah, even before then, like, Charizard, who has wings and who looks like a dragon and is a dragon, not a dragon.
But now, Andy, he's got a new form. He gets his, like, what's it called? Gigantamax?
Yeah, I've seen all the memes, which are like, fuck you, Bulbasaur and Squirtle.
Yeah,
I have all these forms, who the fuck are you?
They gave a list, and they said, like, most Pokemon can't be brought over to the game from old ones, except for a few, which include the starters from the last generation, Mewtwo, Mew, a few legendaries, and Bulbasaur and Squirtle, who can basically come over just to not matter. because they get them. But when I so apart from the fact like I'm attracted by the fact I might be in love with scary Scottish trainer.
Mm-hmm.
I looked into some of the gameplay things. It all seems a bit simplified.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's a very clear cap element now where there is no more working above your weight class.
No, you're not allowed to capture Pokemon until you beat a gym leader of that area or something, right? Which is weird, because before it was you could capture, but they would start being assholes towards you.
Yeah, which I always liked.
Yeah.
And also the whole Dynamax thing that they're pushing. I was kind of curious about that until I did some reading a few days ago about what it was.
Is that the Origami Daihenge, basically? Where they make the Pokemon grow?
Yeah, but if in your head, what would that do in terms of gameplay?
It would have a shot, like the camera would swing up to a moon, where a witch with some like cone tits would throw
I'm
one
thinking
down.
more function than form.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, if Witch Bandora was there making the Pokemon grow.
With that little baby that she's babysitting.
Who she hates, because she hates fucking children.
Yeah, she hates him, but god damn it, no one's touching this child.
Mikey, if they did that crossover, I'd be kind of in. I'd be like, bit Zoo Ranger, bit Pokemon, okay.
Glad that, they never killed the villains in Zoo Ranger.
Yes, it's true.
They're out there somewhere in their little bin.
You say that, but you can't take away how cool it was to have the fight between Grey and Black Condor.
Oh no, Andy, let's be realistic here.
That's a fight that you don't ever want to have a survivor for. That has to be
because Grey don't want that.
Oh.
Our man, the legend does not want that.
Oh,
like the raw testosterone in that scene.
that's so good.
Like the man a cigarette before he goes.
Yeah, who's a robot?
Who's a robot and likes the cigarette.
He loves
likes
them.
a bit of the whiskey.
Yeah.
And you know what? Got some class.
That's right.
No bad feelings there.
No. Good
no
lad.
bitterness. No good talking to you, man.
Yeah.
Good knowing you.
Yeah. They're just combat rivals. No hatred. No animosity.
Yeah.
Just
none of your bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what? They'd have gone. There's no probably. They would have gone out for drinks.
Aye. Yeah. If they weren't fighting,
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah. But they had stuff to do.
Ah, that's a good show.
Oh, remember when Sentai was brilliant?
I do.
Like, when it gets good, my god, it can be good. But then, I don't know, like, they've lost confidence in it. I really, really feel they have.
It's always that push for more toy sales.
But anyway, that Pokemon thing.
Yes.
The Dynamaxing thing, gameplay-wise, it gets rid of all your moves and replace them with set ones, which means your Pokemon loses their individuality.
Oh, so all the big modes are the same?
Well, they've got, like,
you've
got a fire
between
type.
Everybody's. It's like you say, you can't choose the moves.
Their moves, the moves they have will convert into a max move, and there's only about 10 or 20 of them.
That's kind of lame.
The Gigantamax ones like Charizard, they get a special move that's unique to them at least.
Okay.
But stats-wise, turning that big gives you more health.
That makes sense.
Nothing else.
No extra strength. No extra defense.
Apparently they said, well, we wanted the effect of Mega Evolution without the unfair competitive balance that can bring.
Well, just don't have it for competitive mode.
Or don't put it in the fucking game.
Yeah, sure. That too.
Yeah, I liked Mega Evolution. I thought it was a good idea, to be honest. The only time I ever played competitively, to be honest. But, yeah.
So probably not going to get a Switch.
No, I couldn't think of a reason. There's no other game on that console I have the remotest interest in it. And before anyone says Zelda, not in 1,000 years.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna spend big money on something, probably just upgrade your laptop because it's been dying for a while.
Yeah.
You'll get more out of it in the future as well if you buy like a better one. Keep you going, keep you alive. Better than a Wii. Sorry, no Wii Switch.
Or buy the Jetman box set.
Yeah, it's almost the same price. It's still rather expensive for what it is, but I gotta do that at some point. Anyway, Mikey, we're here this week to talk about Transformers, believe it or not.
Lies!
No, we are. We're gonna kick off with some, crappy news, one could argue.
Could argue. Unless you're on a certain podcast.
Oh?
Are we talking about your crappy news or my crappy news?
Well, my crappy news first.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless you're on transmissions, in which case this is good crappy news.
Oh, okay. Is it? Okay.
Yoshi likes these things.
Oh, fair play. Well, we're starting off with something tubular, something where you can shred the waves, and by waves I mean snow. And by snow I mean stuff that falls on top of a mountain. It's the Gilson X Transformers snowboard and skis. Mikey, are you a man that sees snow and you want to do a tubular dive and I don't know, be cowabungering?
What's it like in the 90s? Are you happy there?
I'm happier. But yeah, Mikey, have you ever gone... I don't know this about you. Have you ever gone skiing or snowboarding?
Not really. Never really felt the appeal.
Oh, okay, I have. It was quite fun. I remember falling over and having the instructor say, you can get up. I was like, no, I'm actually quite stuck. It's like, no,
from?
you can stand up without my help. You're holding up everybody. I was like, I need a hand. Anybody want to help me? No, don't help him. He can do it
He just
himself.
started rolling you down the hill.
No, he just left me there. Like, what the fuck? It's like, what is this? What is happening? I was young. I was probably like 13 or 14. I was like, what the fuck's happening? This was a place in France, shockingly, where at the lodge there was one TV downstairs which was shared by everybody, and there was, I think, 3 or 4 movies, Mikey. Let me tell you what those movies were. It was the...
Was it Cool Runnings?
No, it should have been. That would have been good. It was a the British actor who's in a load of rom-coms. Hugh Grant. It was a Hugh Grant movie. Notting Hill. Was he in Notting Hill?
I believe so.
It was one of those kind of films. There was that, which the girls always had on. It's like, ugh, okay. There was Chicken Run, which was the most popular movie, which was on almost every day. And then there was The Sixth Sense and nothing else.
I want to be that guy who says that whole Sixth Sense thing, but I'm sure someone's listening to this who hasn't seen it and wants to watch it.
No, 2019.
No, Andy, we can't be that guy.
19.
No.
2000.
No.
No. Yeah.
I will give you Vader is Luke's father. I won't give you Sixth Sense because I don't think that movie's good enough without the twist.
Oh no, it's not. It's really
and
not.
Like, my God, don't watch it in general, in my opinion. But
I think it's fine. It's fine. It's a one-time watch, and it's fine. It was, at least for the time, it was okay.
Yeah.
But
if someone's sitting there going to watch it, if they know the twist, that is the only reason to watch that movie going out the window, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a while since I have skied, but these, Mikey, are Transformer-themed skis and snowboards and whatnot. So you'll be shocked to hear, Mikey, of the characters that they've slapped on these.
Batman.
Yes, that actually would be incredibly shocking. Transformers presents Batman. Robot Batman. Transforming Robot Batman. No, it's Batman. Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee, and Soundwave. No Starscream, but there is a
Grimlock's
Bumblebee.
there.
Is he? Oh, yes, there he is. Huh. Shitty Grimlock. No one likes him.
All the other Dinobots are sitting there just like, years ago we were a team, man.
Yeah, well, sometimes the star just rises to the top, and the most loved. They're not cheap, but I suppose skis and snowboards tend not to be anyway. They're the limited edition, so that's probably checking out the prices a little bit more. So if you're wondering, the price on these expect them to be $595. That's for the snowboards. And the skis are more, probably because they're 2, and you get I think you get the sticks with them. No, you just get 2, so you're doubling up. They're $775, except for the Bumblebee snowboard, which is priced at $325.
Oh, well, that's for the kids.
I like the idea that people are like, oh, I fucking hate Bumblebee, but I don't want to spend a lot more on an Optimus Prime one or a Megatron one. That's pretty bad, man. Mikey, knowing that these are coming or are out, in fact, do you
plan to go snowboarding?
Yeah, I mean, winter will be coming to your land soon enough, and I'm not sure how hilly your area is, but you could shuffle along on your skis at least.
Slush boarding.
Yeah.
You know what? I know it's a hit, and I'll regret it later.
Okay.
But right now I'm going to say no.
Oh, wow. You're not saying never. You're not saying never.
I'm saying I'll regret this decision, I'm sure.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Mm.
They're expensive, though. Be aware.
And
And they're
they-
probably
they
not
are
available
tad.
in the UK.
Probably not.
Probably have to pay shipping to get them here.
Probably.
But Mikey, when not only do we have the snow of the boardings, but we also have the Christmas of the hanging of the ornaments. As once again, Hallmark, those high quality lads, are putting out a new Transformers decoration in all their holiday cheer, and it's G1 Megatron. Who looks like he's been, if someone told me that this was a candle Megatron that you put a wick in and you burnt, I'd be like, oh, all right, that's quite neat. Makes sense why he's a bit on the soft side, I suppose you could say, with his lines. But no, this is to hang from ye tree with pride, potentially. Mikey.
Pride?
Well, I'm sure some people feel pride when they hang the Megatrons or the Optimus Prime and Bumblebees or Grimlocks. I don't think anyone else has came out for them yet. But
His
maybe.
cannon looks 3D printed.
It does look... I was actually thinking it looks like Play-Doh. It's got that kind of, like... If you were making a Play-Doh... If you were a kid and you had no tools, and you were making a Play-Doh version of his fusion cannon, and it had that kind of texture look to it, that's how I would best describe it. It's melty.
Yeah, it's like he's being tortured under a heat lamp,
He might very well be.
but he won't break.
He will
He'll
never
never
break.
break
No, you gotta stand up for Cybertron and all that stuff. Will this be the third or the fourth one then? Because there's a Bumblebee.
Third,
there's
at
a
least?
Yeah. No, is there not a Grimlock as well? Because there's Optimus. I know that. I'm sure there's a Bumblebee.
I don't remember a Grimlock, but I know there's an Optimus and Bumblebee, but
Yeah.
I don't remember there being a Grimlock.
Maybe that was
Might be
from...
Soundwave?
I know we did get a Grimlock in dinosaur mode years ago, but I don't know if this is under the same line in quotation marks, or if this is its own thing. You know.
This is the classics line.
Yeah, this is the classic line of
Hallmark
Hallmark.
2.0.
They're coming.
Hallmark Chug.
Oh no! Oh, you got to sell that idea and that name to Evangelist. He'd lap that shit up right now. My God. So yeah, that's all my crappy news. Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next thing?
Possibly the crappiest news, really.
Perhaps.
So this is something, basically because of the nature of our communities, I feel this is worth discussing.
Okay.
So I want to bring it in. So during the week, YouTube, infinite carers of their independent creators, who demonetize you if you say the word "damn" in a video, which is called about damn time. So they brought in a new policy. This was not been fully enacted yet, but apparently it'll be brought in properly in January, which is in response to a law called COPA in America, which is about child protection, and in this case relates to data gathering on children, because obviously when you're watching stuff on YouTube, there is built-in bots that are recording the kind of content you're watching, and that is influencing the ads you're seeing on the site. Right? So that's gathering your data. As an adult, you have given implicit, you've given implicit consent by registering, terms and agreements and everything like that. However, in order to prevent the data gathering on children, a new policy is being brought in, which is being called the Made for Kids policy. So on YouTube, if there is content which they deem is made for children, it will have a number of restrictions put on it. Now, you can argue your content is not for children, and it will, in theory, be reviewed. However, if you this is a risky procedure, and if you have content on there that either the bots don't pick up on, or that you change back, or whatever, and you think it's no big deal, and someone from the FTC or from YouTube comes in and finds this, there is a potential legal outcome of $42,000 per video.
Yes.
That is found to be violating this policy. Now, obviously, some of these channels may have thousands of videos.
Yeah.
Now then, what does this all mean? It means any content that YouTube deems is primarily created for children In this case, we're referring largely to toy reviews. If it has made for it will be identified as made for kids. On that video, there will be no comments. There will be no pushing by YouTube of that video. It will not show up on the right side of your screen saying, "Do you want to watch this suggested video?" There'll be no recommendations. If you're subscribed to the channel, you will not get any notifications or anything of these videos being upped. Now, these videos are not technically demonetized, right? What it means, there are no targeted ads. So you will get generalized ads that are going to be on your video, right?
Yeah.
Now, that's people will say, okay, over 90% of ads on YouTube are targeted. So functionally, having generalized ads is the same as being demonetized.
Yep. Not exactly, but pretty much.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
You'll probably make enough to pay for the petrol it would take you to go down to the shops.
Hooray. And that's if you're a popular channel.
That's if you're a popular channel.
Yeah.
To say the toy review community on YouTube is up in arms is something of an understatement. Because there is no.
I do have a question as well. Does this also affects people who talk about cartoons? Does it affect people who talk about anime as well? Because I imagine
on
it
how
would.
It's interpreted.
See, I imagine it would, because I would imagine someone who is in the government who would be looking at something like this.
Well, they do have an age cutoff, which is content for 13-year-olds and below, and even the very casual person who looks at a video about, say, Shimonetta for 2 minutes, about, the top 10 moments in Shimonetta, may judge that as not necessarily being for young children.
That would go by the assumption that they'd watch a video rather than just look at a still image and just see a 2D image.
Or have a bot do it.
Yeah.
Which just looks for keywords or key phrases.
Mm-hmm.
So this is affecting numerous communities across YouTube. Basically, anything that is currently monetized that has an aspect that someone is saying for kids. Animation is at risk. Toy reviews are at risk. Arts and crafts are at serious risk.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah. A lot of science stuff is at risk.
Science?
Well, if you're doing a video on, say, dinosaurs. Easy enough.
Yeah.
Or if you're doing something like, I do a science channel for children. It's my job. I've been doing this for years.
I see.
That will be demonetized.
Yeah.
So basically, and this is the interesting thing, most things on YouTube now are in serious trouble, in all honesty. The interesting exception for all this is video games, where there is a specific clause in the whole thing that says even if the game is intended for children, video games are not considered child-targeted material.
Is it conspiratorial to think that their biggest money-making channels have video games linked to them? No, because actually the biggest money-making things, I think, are makeup channels, aren't they?
Yeah, makeup and video games are the two biggest creator But yes, the biggest channels on YouTube are video game channels.
Yeah.
Or Logan Paul type channels. And those can go fuck themselves. I have very little patience for those ones.
They're not
video
for
games.
children, but
Those aren't for adults.
No.
But here's the thing: those ones have a much higher under 13 viewership than toy reviews do.
Yeah.
So this all came about because YouTube was caught stealing data, and I will put it that way: stealing data from children who are watching reviews on popular channels like Ryan's Toy Reviews, where a small child was exploited for money. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
No.
So they were fined $170 million. And in order to avoid this eventuality again, they have literally gone, your problem now, and thrown it onto creators. And then in their policy, it does say if we offer any advice, it's considered legal advice. We can't do that, which basically means if you want to appeal the system, you're going to get a stock reply. You're going to get a bot reply. You are not hearing from a person on this. So basically, toy reviewing on YouTube, whether it's Pixel Dan, Wotafa, coming a bit closer to home, Vangelis or Thew, unless there is a shift, is dead. And it's like, it's not even it's dead, but at least it can be amateur without the ability to be pushed or anything like that. It's going to be incredibly hard to find the videos or find channels that offer this content. Patreon is an option for them if they want to keep going, but it is a a difficult one when you can't grow the channel.
Yeah. And not only that, but it becomes more of an... Well, it sounds like it's going to become more of an effort just to watch the videos that you subscribe to.
Yeah. And, you know, it's an interesting... YouTube does this. Every time something goes wrong, it goes all or nothing.
Oh, yeah. There've been how many ad apocalypses? Like 2 or 3?
Oh,
At least 2.
And music suffered from it. Video games suffered from it. Although they pulled back a bit on the games, mostly because they were losing money.
Yeah. What a shock.
Yeah. Technically, our YouTube channel could be seen as in trouble, but we swear too much, I'd say. I think the fact that we usually open with a lot of swears, because the bots will listen to the first few minutes.
My concern again is the image that we use, and I mean clearly we like a child's not going to want to sit down and watch a still image for like 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
But the problem I find isn't so much YouTube deeming these things to be child friendly or not. My problem is what the actual copper, however you say the name, deems, because they're the people that go, okay, fucking time to sue you.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing is COPA has been inactive for years, and they've never done anything, but now YouTube set a precedent, so if anything happens, they have to act.
Yeah.
Ironically, YouTube has put COPA in something of a bind. They put the FTC in a bind, whereby something they probably wouldn't have moved on before, they now probably have to move on.
Yeah, and the concern is, like, who do they make an example of?
Yes, and that is the real scary thing here, because someone, probably a name in some community or someone with a lot of videos, will be made an example of.
Because this happened with music downloads as well, if I remember.
Yeah,
didn't it? Like some people who just downloaded one song were fined hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and then they realized that they were fighting the fucking flood.
Yeah.
And they basically, like, how often do you hear of anyone talking about pirating anymore?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they try to block the torrent sites, and then they give up once they can't, in all honesty. But yes, someone is going to be made an example of. And as we said, $42,000 per video.
Yeah. Even the Moonbase 2 channel, which is relatively new. I think we started it up like this year or last year. Doesn't have that many videos on, but if one of those videos got hit, neither I nor Mikey or us combined could do much about it. We would be fucked.
Yes. I can't imagine what would happen if someone like you or Vangelis or Jobby was hit.
Oh, God, yeah.
I know Jobby said online that he'd had a quarter of his videos marked as kids. Now, this is being rolled out in the test phase.
Yeah. It only hits in January or something, right?
Yeah. So there's an appeal time, inverted commas. But yeah, like one of the things that a point is being made by several creators is there is a big difference between something targeted at children and something that children might find appealing.
Yes.
Very few toy reviews are targeted at children. Except for that one by Ryan, which again was abusing a small child to make money. And I'm never going to let that one go because I hate the fucking thing.
I imagine there probably are some other ones out there that are designed for kids, but they're not anyone that we know of.
But there's, family friendly might be a way of doing it.
Yes, that's the best way to say.
Very few. Now, here's the thing. Toys are appealing to children. Violence is appealing to... most content on YouTube is appealing to children on some level.
Hardcore cocaine.
Listen, it takes 5 minutes for me to find actual porn on YouTube if I really, really tried, and often when I'm not trying.
To try? I was going to say, do you really have to try? I imagine it just kind of flops onto your screen. Yeah,
so to speak. So there is no distinction being made here because YouTube will set this up, let the bots do its business. You'll get people trying to attract YouTube's attention. There's no... YouTube, if you're not one of the absolute top creators, is almost impossible to actually contact.
Yeah, they don't care.
Like, I'm not even saying they care. Like, there's no avenue. There's no, like, they say, oh, contact our Twitter, contact Facebook, contact our email. I've checked this. If you go through the responses that channel gives on Twitter, they're copy-pastes. They're copy-paste responses. There was a fella there, he does video game songs.
Right.
What's his name? Stupidium. And he lost revenue on his biggest video, which was Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh, that's a great game.
Which was apparently, this was before this came in, it was a song in it, and he was apparently was like, your video is marked as not appropriate for ads due to violence. And he was just like, every single Doki Doki video is this. and he appealed to it, and the only way he could was publicly through YouTube, through Twitter, and he got a copy paste response, which was, if you read our rules, you'll know what the problem was. Bye.
Fucking hell.
YouTube is atrocious for I think YouTube's gone severely downhill over the last 5 years.
Oh yeah. Certainly.
And it's basically trying to morph itself into a TV channel.
Sure.
Except most of its original content is kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's not much else for us to add. I would be very surprised if we were hit, basically, because I just don't. I think it would be very, very unlikely.
I would assume the safest thing to do is for us to set the channel, at least the Moonbase 2 channel, to 4 kids, because it's not like we're getting any money from it anyway.
No, that's a problem as well.
Oh, God.
If you set things to kids and it's deemed as not for kids, it's considered breaking the rule.
But then what do you do?
Basically, you have to set it as not for kids, and then if the app turns it back to for kids, you leave it as for kids.
Oh my God.
You do not set it for kids, because that is seen as... that is seen as, oh God, what have you done?
There's no good answer here then, is there?
Yeah, so... the safe answer is to close your YouTube, and a lot of people are doing that.
Mm.
And there are I'm very concerned about. Chris, I'm not concerned, because when you see people who have quit their jobs to do toy reviewing and we're doing good at it,
Yeah.
those are concerning. Jobby to
Pixel Dan.
Pixel Dan,
Yeah.
any of the bigger guys, they are in trouble now. There's a lot of videos there of creators saying listen, this is my Patreon, this is everything else. Can you please consider either donating to me or donating to someone else who's in trouble?
Yeah.
Because we are all going to be in trouble after this. And sometimes that comes across as scummy. Right now, it comes across as very understandable.
Oh yeah, at this point in time, there's
I do not
legit
begrudge
concern.
Anyone who's feeling like you have to say that. I do not begrudge you that for a moment, because this is a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very bad time. And yeah, like I said, there is no safe thing.
No.
If you set your channel to 4 kids automatically, and it's not child-friendly content, you have you have committed a crime technically. If you have your channel set to 4 kids and you try changing it back, and that's a crime as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's real bad. I'm very concerned. YouTube is probably going to lose in terms of creator control content now. Just looking at the whole wide spectrum of things, that's a lot. Outside of toy reviews, YouTube is going to be video games and pranks and music.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, and video games barely survived what they tried to do to them last year.
Mm-hmm.
They even the biggest channels were in trouble at times. And that's the thing, as well. There's going to be the biggest creators who are offering not child-friendly things, which would be marked as child-friendly for other people. They're not going to be touched.
No.
And I'm not talking about toy reviewers, because none of us are that big. But there's other areas on YouTube where someone would have the algorithm says you do child-friendly material, but we know what your channel is and you make us X number of million per year, so you get a pass.
Yeah, there'll be exceptions.
Yeah, it's like how their algorithms can specifically target individuals to put hyper levels of copyright claims on their channels relative to other people's. Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to bring it up because it is a shitty thing to do, and I don't feel like sugarcoating that sentence.
No,
it is just fundamentally a shitty thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And
people are going to lose their livelihoods, and I hope that the people who do are they're not in the situation I found myself in, more than once, unfortunately, where you don't know where the next check is coming from. You're hoping you get on social welfare, and you're hoping to Christ you get off as soon as you can.
Yeah.
And this is no more I've seen comments and stuff like, oh, now you'll finally have to get a real job. And I mean, this is the exact same thing as when Toys R Us closed, and if you'd said that to someone working in Toys R Us, I think we'd all have collectively punched you in the gut.
Sure.
And I think if you're saying that to someone who and these people work many hours when they're doing this, and also have lives, and wives, and husbands, and families, and other responsibilities, many hours editing, producing, everything else, even just going out and making sure you've got something to review, some new content that you have to have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't ever pull that shit of the get a real job thing. Like, they put real work into this, and they should be commended for keeping things going as long as they have. And yeah. Anyway, it's not fun. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, no, it's not fun and very confusing. Like you said, there's no right answer.
Yeah.
Which is
what
the
will
most
happen
concerning.
as well is this will go horribly, horribly wrong for about a year, and then they'll start getting an idea of what they're doing, and they'll iron out some of the other aspects.
Yeah.
But people are going to suffer, and I hope to Christ that there is like the urge to make an example of someone doesn't come up, because that is insane what they could actually ask for people.
Yeah.
For something completely legitimate, what they're doing.
Because, like, if I remember, one of the options is, like you say, the fine. The other option is the deletion of your YouTube channel.
Yep, that's the first option, I think.
Yeah. Hopefully
But
that would be the go-to rather than the super, like, time to get your life destroyed.
Yeah, but we know full well that like, some arsehole up there thinks that's the way to teach someone.
Probably, yeah.
And this isn't music downloads. This isn't TV downloads.
Mm-hmm.
We will be beaten in this if it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Like, there is not a planet doing this illegal thing that they basically eventually have to go like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just put up streaming services so people can get stuff online.
Yeah.
Like, which is actually one of the reasons streaming took off as much as it did. It was the one way of countering heavy pirating. We're just putting it there for you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is not, like, whether it's toys, arts and craft, any other community, like, this is going to go down badly. Something very bad is going to happen in the middle of all this.
Yeah.
That is almost guaranteed. So some poor fool who does not deserve it.
Yeah. What can you do? That's
Right?
that's the question.
Yeah, no, that is the real question.
Yeah.
What can you do? I hope in the next month or so someone somewhere offers real tangible help.
Mm-hmm.
I know that a lot of people have started several petitions which are trying to get to 300,000 signatures, and in the last 2 days have hit that.
Oh, that's good, at least. For as much as petitions do, at least.
A lot of people are trying to contact the FTC.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the problems here is that YouTube is the one enacting this policy, not them. So, YouTube, if you can't contact YouTube and you can't put pressure on YouTube, what can you do?
Yeah. It's mad, man. Shall I move us on, though, Mikey, to more just Transformers stuff and hopefully pick up the mood?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Mikey, in custom news, there's the Transformers Element MM-01 Hornets Tiger, the T-Beast. The T-Beast Bumblebee prototype. At least colored images of this prototype. We must have talked about this a while ago, but this is, I think, the first time we've seen it colored at the very least. The images are from Transformers Elements Weeboo page. So yeah, this is Bumblebee if he was a lion, not lion, a tiger.
A hornet tiger.
A hornet tiger.
The rare hornet tiger.
Are they actually a thing?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I wasn't sure though, because you
you're
said
a
that
problem
you said that with such confidence. I was like, okay, maybe there are things as hornet tigers. I don't know. I'm gonna go with it. So, yeah, we see 3 shots of him in his tiger mode and 1 shot in the robot mode. I wouldn't say the 3 pictures are at least in his tiger mode are vastly different from each other.
Or well taken.
No, and the one in his robot mode seems to be deliberately covering his face with his hammer and his torso.
His battle mask.
Yes, which is an interesting choice.
This is not good advertising for a toy I'm genuinely interested in.
Oh, you're interested in it? How do you think of the basic look of it from what you can garner?
It's very Zoidy, but that's life.
Yeah.
No, I'm curious. I like these designs, because these all come from the T-Beast book.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the design. I'm curious about how this will be executed. I want to see a good shot of the robot mode, please.
That'd be nice.
I also want to see better shots of the tiger mode, please.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
But I would kind of hope that if they've got something in this stage of production, we'd have seen a full gallery by now.
One maybe would have thought so. Yeah.
You think maybe? And then I will say, like, scroll down, and the last post is a picture of Bumblebee as a bee.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
That's quite neat.
Though I see he's got the Waspinator toy legs,
Mm.
and I think just the general Waspinator aesthetic, actually. I think that's just what that's based off. It looks nice, though. It's not really for me, but I say that with the fact of just what these images are showing, which one could argue isn't a lot. I feel that the putting the tiger head on his shoulder is a bit too Leo Convoy for me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Though, what can you do with a robotic tiger or something? But I would have liked something
You put it
else.
on because it looks cool, Andy.
You put it on his chest.
Because it looks cool.
No, you put it on the chest because that's bravery
cool.
and courage.
No, because did you see the clip? Did you see the end of the clip?
No, what clip?
Which was the brave Dagwan, was it Dagwan? No, Jagedecker build tiger combination.
No, I didn't actually.
There is the constant flexing. And at the end of it, just like the combined tiger head comes out and someone leans over. What? Why is there a tiger chest on it? And then like their version of their inferior version of our beautiful golf wielding man of Gaugagar just turns around, looks at him and says, because it looks cool.
Nice.
And also like why are they combining, Andy? Why do you think they combined?
To flex?
They flexed during the combination.
Okay.
Quite a lot. But they're combining because they're thinking of their loved ones. In one of them's case, it's like, oh look, the children. In the other two robots' case, it's the hot women in uniform. Which is like one of them, I'm doing it for the power of children and courage. The other two, I want to get laid.
Priorities. It's good to have them.
Yeah. But yeah, like I just like thank God someone finally said it. I mean, someone in the 90s said it. It's there because it looks cool.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's okay.
Yep.
Do you have anything else to say on this, Mikey? As there is no other information on it as far as I can see.
No, I'm good.
All right, then take us on, son.
So Shockwave Labs have a few pictures of their latest add-on kit. This is SL62 Articulated Hands for LG35 Super Jinrai, otherwise known as the Power Master Optimus from Titan's Return. Presumably this would work with him as well. So this is new movable hands that go on him and are also usable, obviously, in God Jinrai. They're capable of holding a sword. I don't know if they're like cuts or anything in it. It doesn't look like they do. They've got basic finger articulation. I don't think they've got spread. Also, it seems like it's a bit weird because it looks like two of the fingers might not be fully articulated on their own.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. There isn't spread. But yeah, it looks like two of the fingers might be fused.
Yeah, kind of like the older Masterpiece toys, right?
Yeah, so they do have like full thumb articulation, but these look a little off.
Yeah, they look weird.
They look too big
and flat, maybe.
Yeah,
like his fingers are really long.
It's the fact they're not just long, that they come out straight.
Yeah,
like, you don't like. There's not the natural hand position is not. That's not a natural hand position.
I'm gonna go through some hyperbole, Mikey. You know what this reminds me of?
Do it!
And it is it's a hyperbolic statement. It reminds me of Lady Deathstrike's hands. I say it's hyperbolic because it's not nearly that bad, but you see where I'm coming from.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Super long fingers. Logan-san, what have you done to me? Oh, Yuriko, why you gotta be like this?
Why?
I just can't quit you, Logan.
Logan top.
Yeah, these hands are. I think actually these are the first item from Shockwave Labs I've seen and been like, I don't think these are very good.
Yeah, no, I don't. This is not one where you think they've really hit their top notches.
No, at least most of the time when I see their stuff, I'm like, okay. It looks nice, but it's maybe not for me. This is, like I say, the first one where I'm like, oh, I don't know. No thanks. No thanks. Or am I wrong here, Mikey?
The children are the ones who are wrong, Andy.
I mean, that's true. Thanks, Seymour. Anything else then on creepy long-fingered hands?
No, I'm good. Take us on.
Right, Mikey, the Devil Survivor, the DS03 compressor. Devil Survivor, I'm assuming, is the third-party company, apparently formerly known as Bombusby.
Never heard of them, so well done there.
Who the hell was that?
Classic third-party company.
Bombasy. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, they are doing the, as I say, the DS03 compressor, which is a Revenge of the Fallen Overlord, who was the other one.
I remember he was the one who was in a toy?
Was he? Was he actually? Are you just making shit up?
I think he might be in the Legends toy.
Okay. Are you sure, though?
Andy, do you remember any of these dickheads?
Mikey, no. No. Oh, so Bombasy did do the previous figures 01 and 02, which were Revenge of the Fallen Mixmaster and Revenge of the Fallen Scavenger, which we did talk about, but this was all the way back in June, so this is why we don't remember.
Mixmaster? I don't remember Scavenger.
Well, I'm sure we probably talked about them at one point.
Let's have a
maybe.
see at them. They look fine.
They do. I think this one looks a bit more interesting.
Yeah, no, I am definitely more into this design.
I don't know whether. Do you think it's because of the design, or do you think this is because it's now November and they've gotten better at making toys potentially?
I don't know. Like, I just think this. Like, I don't know if this character had a design or if it's like, here's a vehicle we saw that we think was on Devastator, so we give it a robot mode.
Yeah, it could be.
But like, I love the fingers. I think the fingers are really cool.
Yeah, it's got a good creepy henchy look to him.
And he looks less. And I don't know how he managed to do this when he is still quite. He looks less bitty than the other two.
Yeah, I mean, these are still big. These are big figures. According to the information from the previous June thing, the combined form, so when they're all in Devastator, they'll be 50 centimeters tall. So, tiny compared to Unicron, which I'm sure is the big flex these days. Doesn't say how big they are individually.
Or the 4 foot tall toy that's coming.
Yeah.
The Fort Max.
Yeah,
him.
I'm like, oh, Jesus.
He will crush actual human beings.
I will crush you.
I will crush you like grape.
But yeah, like I say, this is probably a lot better looking for me visually than a lot of the movie designs. This is a movie design I'm happier to get behind. From a grey prototype perspective, maybe when it's coloured up, I'd feel a bit different. It still doesn't have that Transformer aesthetic for me, but it fits in perfectly fine with the movies. Yeah. It's another Devastator piece. It seems like Revenge of the Fallen Devastator is getting a big push at the moment for some reason, both from Hasbro and from third-party companies.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't think...
Very
Are
weird.
we on an anniversary for that movie or something?
10 years.
Oh, well, I guess that's probably the reason. That makes sense.
Also, did you know Toy World had done a movie Bumblebee? The Hitler car one?
Yes, I think we talked about that a while ago.
I knew someone was doing it, but like that's Toy World.
Okay.
Like,
I know we've talked about a Hitler car Bumblebee.
Oh,
but...
I see what I'm seeing. This is a yellow version of it.
Right.
Oh, it's Green Hornet, but in yellow.
Okay. You're on the ball. You know
I'm on the
what's
ball.
Up. Yeah.
I know what's up.
Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next bit of news?
Yeah. So. Flametoys have released some interesting news that some people seem very happy about.
Are you happy about it?
I think it's neat. I may not take part in it, but I think it's a really good option.
All right.
So Flametoys have announced the 4i Action line. So this is not a set of new figures.
Oh.
This is an option for those of you who think that the Flametoys designs are really cool, but you don't want to build a figure, you don't want to use stickers, and you don't want to paint.
You don't want the fun, basically, is what I hear.
So these are a series of pre-built figures, which will come with professional grade paint jobs, and they will also come with an included stand. The paint currently looking like it's going to lean towards battle damaged and rusted, but done competently.
Yeah.
So not siege. They showcase this first of all in their IDW Optimus Prime, which we see in a very sort of like gritty paint job, and I mean that literally. So yeah, we don't have any information on how much this will cost, if the materials these are going to be made of are going to be any different, etc., etc. But I think this is a really good option if you'd like the designs and you're not into that side of things. I would probably warn you these will be more expensive just because now you have to pay for paint and construction.
Yeah. That would make sense.
So I think be careful about that. There's also someone in the thread complaining about the pose is dumb, and now everyone is attacking them. But cool.
Do you think
never
the
read
pose is
comments.
dumb?
It's a Japanese robot thrusting. That is what they do. But yeah, I think this is like, for me, I'm not very good at painting. I don't lie, but I really enjoy the experience of building these things.
Yeah, I think
and
that's the most fun.
of them coming together. And like, I am getting into a very simple approach to painting. I love having the figures, and I love playing with the figures and messing with them. But you do get a lot more out of the figure if you do it this way. If you do it through traditional building. Then again, maybe they're going to change what these are made of as well, so these are more strictly action figures than model kits.
Do you not think that's hoping for a bit too much? Because I think it's more than likely going to fall into what you suggested in the first place. It'll just be the kits just put together and painted. I can't imagine they'd make them out of different things. I could be wrong, but I'd be a bit surprised.
Yeah, but then I'm just glad this is just like, here's an addition. Now we're also still doing all the other shit we were planning on doing, so don't worry.
Yeah.
And also that means that like Flametoys is clearly making muck, or a buck rather.
Not muck.
Muck. They might be rolling in it by now.
Maybe.
But they have a high-end line. They've got the model line, and the model line is clearly popular enough that they're offering this other option, which again will probably cost more.
Perhaps
just because of the paint.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's cool.
Cool.
Cool. Andy.
Yes.
Take us on.
Right then, Mr. Mikey, let me tell you about this weird thing called Transformers X Nezha. Ziha, something like that. This is a weird crossover thingamadoo. Transformers has seen a lot of crossovers over the time. This is what the article is telling me. And now Transformers is meeting one of the most famous, if not the most famous mythologies in China, the Monkey King, and Jai's interest is piqued. So far, we know that a TV series is in the works, featuring 52 episodes of 11 minutes each. Never mind.
In Chinese. So,
Chinese, yes. As you may expect, the new toy line has a pack of 3 figures, who I'm not going to even attempt to say the names of.
Oh, let me try. Lei Zhenshe Nezha, obviously, who I'm assuming is the red one, and Tu Xing.
I'm happy enough to go with that. But we are not Chinese speaking experts. FYI.
Aren't we, Andy?
No, the only Chinese words I know how to pronounce are from the Dynasty Warrior games. That's it. I can
say Huawei.
That's true. That's true. They'll be spying on you for that. I gotta say, these figures look like they're from China.
They do.
And
people
that's
are saying
an
these
insult.
Are retools. Yeah, but they're retools of existing Legends figures, someone said.
The green one on the right certainly looks like, what's his name? Maybe Movie Jazz, maybe one of the Legends figures from the movie line, maybe one of the Legends figures from Cyberverse.
Yeah,
something like that.
The yellow one looks original.
Yeah, I don't recall anyone with like super dumpy legs, but all the torso. And maybe the central red one is based off something, but I'm not sure. They look kind of knockoffs, though. That's what we would get. Well, that's what I was getting at. They don't look like. I mean, they're not, in quotations, proper Transformers, but they look like someone's stolen the Hasbro logo and is just being like, "Oh yeah, these are Transformers." Ho ho ho. What do you think of the idea of, I'm guessing, doing Journey, what's it called? Journey to the East?
Journey to the West.
Journey to the West.
Without focusing on one of the other characters, not of the usual ones, but
with robots.
With robots, yeah. I'm curious to see how it turns out. Looking at the animation style in the box, it looks very Cyberverse.
It does. It's probably deliberate.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested. I'm curious how it turns out. Hopefully there will be a subversion of it out there. Yeah, I don't know what to. I saw people reacting kind of negatively when this was first announced, and
why? Why do you think they were negative, or did they voice it?
Probably because they were just like Transformer stuff we can't get to.
Oh, well.
But I also would say, like, be very careful about buying these toys because they will be overpriced by the time you get to them, kids. Because third party shippers and all that jazz.
No shipping.
And eBay. No shipping. Middlemen services, they're wonderful, but you better know you want something before you go through them.
Yeah, especially since, well, at least it's more okay for America, but here in the UK, then you're like, oh, I've got my product, and oh, it's got hit by import charges, so I've got even more to pay. Yeah.
But no, I'm curious. I'm wondering if Ness is a female character just by the head design.
You know the problem. I hear that name and I look at that design. I don't see a little bamboo piece in the mouth.
I do see what might be a little bamboo stick sticking out from the back.
Are they then put inside of a tiny box?
I can't tell you that, Andy.
Is it Nezco? If it's not, I'm not sure I'm interested.
Is that green guy a lion?
I find it really difficult to tell. Looking at the toy, looking at the box art, maybe some kind of cat. But looking at the toy,
So,
I have no idea.
Because there's a character in Journey to the West who's a pig, isn't it?
I think so.
Hang on. Presumably, these are Chinese people. Like, if Nezha, however you want to pronounce it, if they're a character from the story Journey to the West, presumably the other two are as well.
Well, that's making an assumption, Mikey.
Let's find out. War of Legends, a Nezha.
Nezha. Who knows? We don't know.
Choosing Sung seems to be a known figure, like something to do with a monk.
Alright.
Not a lot of information here. And the other one... How do I spell that? Yeah.
You don't know.
Character from the famed Chinese novel Investiture of the Gods. And also the first picture I find is a Tengu.
Oh. Not Japanese.
Yeah. But the arts, they're a Tengu, like the Chinese equivalent of a Tengu. I don't know what the Chinese equivalent of a Tengu would be called.
Same.
They're a celestial being who is part of not Journey to the West, which is interesting because this could be like, hey, look at all these Transformers who are based off of various mythological figures in China. I think that would be neat.
Yeah, potentially.
Like, it means that we're not just going to wait for someone to call, hey, it's Wukong Goku, Goku Kong. So I'm slightly more curious now because the thing is, Chinese things tend to be very ornamental.
Yes. I'm considering all of the super deformed Gundams that are based on...
Or the Metal Heroes. Or their equivalent to Metal Heroes, whatever it was called. Because, my God.
They get flamboyant.
So
which is great.
So I'm kind of curious to see how this show will turn out now. I want to see how into the Chinese aesthetic they get.
I'm not too excited, to be honest. I don't have that much faith, especially in a show that's 11 minutes long.
That's the world we live in, Andy.
It's not if I go to Japan. They do like half-an-hour shows, and I'm happy.
Yeah, but then they do 12 episodes of a manga that's been going on for 7 years. And you're just sitting there staring into the middle distance. Where's season 2? Where's season 2?
There is truth to that. There is a horrible
Where is
nightmare
season
truth.
2, Andy? I have been waiting 4 years.
You got to read the manga, bitch.
I did. What? I caught up. It came back from hiatus.
Well, then you're fine. You're all good.
No, I'm not. I want to see it.
You saw it with your eyes on 2D paper.
You think you're funny?
No, I think I'm telling the truth.
You think you're clever?
I think that's just how the cookie crumbles, Mr. Mikey. I may as well take this next bit because that was relatively short. And Mikey, we've had some rumors.
I think I heard.
What do you?
That Aaron over in TFW.
Oh, I know him.
He actually spells it with one A.
What?
Aaron, I heard he spells it with one A.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. That's the rumor.
Oh, I think that's wrong. But rumors in the world of Transformers, Mikey. We have some toys that may or may not be coming. New Masterpiece movie and Earthrise figures. And most of them are ones that I'm not super interested in. But that doesn't matter. So who do we have? Masterpiece movie Starscream from 2007, who I feel like we don't really need, but okie dokie, here we go.
I assumed he was already out.
Well, we do have that one, which was basically the Revenge of the Fallen toy leader figure, and then it was just repurposed.
But basically. I genuinely assumed that they'd done a new Masterpiece of him.
No, apparently not. That ugly, horrible design.
Doritos in space.
Yep. And speaking of smelling, well, we weren't, but we're gonna. They're gonna be doing potentially a movie Ratchet as well from 2007. Maybe we'll get a Shia LaBeouf figure that you can pour water on and be like, "There's a sweaty Shia."
Do you know what? Do you know what though? If they have like an electronic feature, you can literally stick every single line Ratchet had into the figure, and without going into crazy levels of sound effects.
The first movie are just all of them that he was
All
in.
of them.
Yeah, you're probably right because he didn't say much, did he?
I think he said 5 lines in the first film.
He couldn't have said much more than that in the next 2.
No, he said less. I think he only got 1 or 2 lines per film.
Yeah. Oof. So, they're them. I'll ask your opinion on them later. Titan Scorponok, who isn't really a rumour.
Yeah, they've revealed him.
Yeah.
That's not a rumour. He's over there.
Yeah, we definitely know he's coming. Commander-class Skylinks. Do we know what Commander... Oh, Commander-class is...
The Giants.
It's Skyfire.
Well, it's basically the new Ultra class.
Yeah, who like I say, just consists currently of Skyfire.
And also, like, in honesty, it's just closer to leader class than current leader class. But that's a different conversation.
Oh no, you're right. Oh,
I
that's
don't
sad.
know. I don't know the exact scale of Jetfire. Like, is he closer to the leader? Or is he closer to the old Ultra class? But
Mikey,
Supreme?
he's probably taller than what the leaders currently are. I think that's
not an
probably safe
achievement.
to say. Yeah.
My niece is taller than that, and she's a baby.
Also, Voyager Quintesson, and also
I like how you struggled with that.
Yeah, because I was looking at both of them. I was looking at because there's a deluxe Quintessa as well. I was kind of looking at both, going, "Am I saying the first one or am I saying the second one?" Mush them together. So yeah, a Voyager Quintesson and a deluxe Quintessa. They could be interesting, maybe, depending what they do. And I don't know what you do for those figures, really. Especially in the Earthrise line.
Yeah, Voyager is something odd for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also there's a deluxe Runamuck, and quintessentially there'll be a Runabout.
It's already been... There was another extended list of rumors, which included a Bumblebee and a convention-exclusive Runabout.
Oh, cool.
Also, they're suggesting Runamuck and Runabout might be a redo of Cliffjumper.
Oh.
I don't know. But Bumblebee will be a redo of Cliffjumper.
That's why I say because that's just... Oh.
Poor Cliffjumper. He had it. For 5 minutes, he had it.
But
it was his.
To be fair, though, he will be bought because he will be the first one out.
Yeah, and like you can definitely say a mold was probably made, unless it was a pre-tool Bumblebee that they decided to do Cliffjumper first.
I think it was probably Bumblebee first and then kind of made into the other ones, to be honest, but maybe I'm wrong.
And then, well, that would be horrible. We all get so like, Cliffjumper for the first time ever has his own toy since 1985. Mm-hmm. And it's a Bumblebee pre-tool. That would be hilarious.
We've seen this stuff happen before. Yeah. So, Mikey, are there any from this list that you're interested in?
Let's see. The movies, no.
That's fine.
No.
I could question you, but I'm not gonna.
Like, why? Why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah.
Scorponok, I am curious to see how he's going to turn out.
We already kind of know.
Yeah, that's unfortunately. Yeah. Also, Titan, Planet X Trypticon's on sale and Big Bad for 200, and I'm just staring at it.
Oh, Planet X. Oh, yeah. Okay. Both parts of Titans. One part.
Yeah, no, both parts.
Okay.
And I'm just staring at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's calling to me, Andy.
You could get that instead of a Switch. That'd be a smarter move.
I'd enjoy it more for longer.
That's true.
But so I want to see Scorponok, but unfortunately, if you've seen a cartoon model, you know what he's going to look like.
Yeah.
So like, there's no surprise with this. But you know, I've never managed to pick up Trypticon because I had no money at the time. Mm-hmm. But hopefully, I'll be able to pick him up at some point. Skylinks, I'm curious about, if only to see how well they pull him off at that scale. Because he's a hell of a lot more complicated if you're doing him strict G1 than Jetfire.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the problem. I've never liked... I think I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I've never liked his design. So I wonder are they just going to do his G1 design?
Yes.
Probably.
You don't even have to think about it. Why are you thinking about it?
Because I want them to do something
No,
interesting.
they won't. They will do exactly the same thing they've been doing with literally other toy for the last 3 years.
I want them to do
And they
something
will...
interesting.
No, Andy. Even if they try to do something interesting, like say, look, Cybertronian mode, we're going to give them the most Earth mode we can and make them look like the cartoon model.
Oh.
And then everyone will go, oh, there's my masterpiece in the bin. Throw a toy in the bin, and then another one comes out next year, and the whole cycle repeats itself. How many Seekers do you need, Andy?
All of them.
How many ones using the exact same transformation as a 10-year-old toy do you need?
All of them.
What if I made a Seeker last year? Do you need them?
Yes, all of them.
Well, now you win.
Do I?
Within 2 years, you can have 20 Seekers.
Oh, no.
All of which cost £30.
Oh, no, don't say that, because it's true.
Yep. Because if you don't know, in America, when they get brought over here, it's a 1-to-1 shift.
It is
That's
now.
how they decide the prices.
Yeah.
They take your price, they take the dollar sign off, and then they put a pound in front.
Didn't used to be like that.
No, but now I blame the children, really.
Mm-hmm. That's
This
fair.
podcast's not made for kids.
It's not. It's really not.
We can't gather data on you. We don't care anyway if we could.
No. I think
You don't have feelings.
I don't know how many times I have to state that I dislike children, but I do not like children.
It's when you try to, like, you take those pictures of you outside, like, playgrounds pushing them over. It's a bit much.
Yeah, but those kids are ruining my fun. Fuck them.
But Andy, you don't live near a playground.
Fuck them.
You took a lot of effort to get to that playground.
Yeah, and they were ruining my fun.
I wanted to go on the swings.
They was already taken, so I pushed them off.
Um,
Wasn't taken no more.
I'm curious about Quintessa and the Quintesson, if only because what are you going to do to a Quintesson to make him a Voyager scale to get away with having him very G1 without transforming?
Someone did the silly thing in the story and said maybe they'll do a reference to the Quintesson from Energon. Whatever.
Who didn't do anything.
Alpha Quintessa, and I was like, let's not go down that road. One, I think we can guarantee that won't be the case because this is Earthrise, and we've seen how heavily they lean into G1.
Heavily.
So that's not going to happen. And two, let's just not talk about Alpha Q from Energon.
But Andy, he had a lizard face?
He had potential for doing something, and then they went, no, let's not.
I think that you just described Energon.
I did.
But then you didn't say, and also there's Kicker.
I mean, there's also Kicker. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
He literally kicked them. That was the joke.
Yeah. Was he called Kicker in Japan as well?
Yes.
Okay, I can't remember.
That's not something we can just blame us for.
Okay, no. I mean, their show was pretty boring as well, to be fair.
Cybertron we can blame us for because they had a different show over in Japan.
Yeah, it still wasn't great, but
it was more fun.
It was better. Yeah, certainly. Awful pacing in that show, regardless. Anyway, yeah, those are the rumors. Those are things that come out. The Quintessons, I think, are the most interesting because we don't know what they'll do to justify them doing anything, and what will Quintessa be? I mean, I don't think it'll be Quintessa. No, do you think it'll be like one of the tentacle arm things?
Yeah, I think so. Them. Yeah, I think that's what it'd be.
Yeah,
because they're smaller as well.
Yeah.
Execute them.
Maybe we'll get that really fucking terrible design from the Dwellers in the Depth. You know, the one that had his mask.
God.
Yeah, that was a terrible design Quintesson.
What if we get the Alicons and they just call them Quintessons?
I would be 100% okay with that because we've never had an Alicon. The closest we've had are kind of wobbly third-party ones.
I want a deluxe Sharkticon. That is something I'm surprised we haven't had.
Yeah.
Everything must be legend.
Yep. Well, legends don't exist anymore at this point, so they don't seem to.
Legends never die.
Never die. I guess we'll see these things up and coming in the not too distant future. So, Mikey, take us on to our last 2 bits of news for the week.
So, we have an announcement. TFCon Toronto 2020 will be held July 10th to the 12th at the Hilton, in that place I can never say. It's in Toronto next to the airport. The website is up and going, tfcon.ca. Discounted hotel block information is available in the near future. Keep an eye on there. Exhibitor applications online soon. Keep an eye on there. Get in touch. Get your bookings in. It's TFCon. It's got an awful approach to third-party panels, but apart from that, it's pretty good. Seriously, if I ever make it there, I am just going to stand there going like, "You're doing a presentation wrong."
Damn, son.
And then going to be asked to leave.
Politely? Actually, maybe not. Maybe not politely.
No, I'm just going to say, "I know, Vangelis!" and then drag me out of the room. But yeah, that's pretty neat. Next up, we have announcement. TF Nation 2020 has announced another guest. Actually, they announced a couple, Jack Lawrence, but
didn't we talk about Jack last week?
We did, but
Okay.
TFW didn't.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I didn't put it on the list, because I was like, I know we talked about it, but I know TFW hadn't put anything up until this week.
But yeah, continuing their deep dive into Transformers Prime, we're getting a comic guest. Anna Malkova, who is a longtime fan art, who is also now doing some interior work on the current IDW comics.
Mm-hmm.
I should point out, of this heavily Prime-focused convention, there is exactly one Prime guest.
I think, like, at best, we're going to get, like, one more. Maybe two more. Like if we're talking voice actors, we probably won't hear anything about until, like, late next year.
Yeah. Like, we're kind of lucky to get the one we did.
Yeah. No, I think that was deliberate. I think you could have started off with something...
well, not like getting her so early, I mean.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's like one of those things where it's just get one out, camera it down, that one's confirmed, we can get that out, big announcement, boom, and then we can slowly drip feed everything else as we go on. It would be my guess.
But I'm very curious about something here, because it says Anna Malkova has been working in other franchises like Critical Role, Star Trek, DC, X-Men, and Gargoyles.
Oh.
How, when, what?
I didn't know that was a thing.
There was a Gargoyles comic about 10 years ago.
Really?
Yes, it was a continuation by Greg Wiseman. He brought in a lot of the ideas he meant to include in the third season if it hadn't got completely waylaid.
Yeah, that Goliath stuff was terrible.
Yeah, they also had, like, the comic got cancelled early, so a lot of it didn't go through.
Oh my god.
Yeah, something to do with Gargoyles.
Yeah.
What? Because I don't know. If anyone knows, please tell us. Is there some Gargoyles-related media that's come out in the last 10 years that we don't know anything about?
Maybe.
Because, genuinely, I've no idea. What's this? Oh! Joe Books. 2015, Alan Sparrow revealed that Gargoyles was to be adapted into a Cinestory comic series. Oh, that's one of the horrible screenshot things, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay, so that doesn't count. So, as far as I can tell, nothing from Gargoyles has come out. So, someone please explain. But yeah, anyway, Anna Malkova, she's a long-time fan. She's been doing fan art for years, and now she's doing the professional stuff, so come out and give her a welcome.
Sweet.
Yeah. Any comments or thoughts?
No, I don't think so, son. I think that's it. That's all of our news for this week. Oh, I will mention it seems that Siege Ape Face is out as well.
Yes, I saw that. I was surprised you weren't just staring at pictures of him.
Well, he's got a lot of like someone spilt a tin of paint on him. There's a lot of really tacky paint slapped on him, which is really depressing.
Is this because I haven't actually looked. Is this battle damage paint or just paint?
No, battle damage paint. I'll send you the image because I've got it up.
Don't. I'm pressing it up. Once you say battle damage, I'm just sad.
It's like covering all of his shins and also his nose cone as well.
There's no benefit.
No. It looks really bad on the nose cone. Well, I find it to look really bad on the nose cone. Has the photo gone through to you?
Yeah. Also, this is getting me thinking, like, TFW for a few weeks have been talking how, like, they'd be really into the 35th anniversary Optimus and Megatron from the Siege line.
Oh, yeah.
The repainted ones.
Mm-hmm.
But the new Optimus toy, like, they're just, well, now they're going to do this deco on this toy, obviously. And, you know, that will make the first toy irrelevant. And I am kind of just sitting there, like, going, really? Are they really? Is that, like, an absolute given? Are they really? Because the only time I've ever seen that deco on anything was on a knockoff Masterpiece 10.
Yeah.
So, I mean, no respect to the compatriots on the other side of the podcasting pond. but me thinks I smell a whiff of bullshit.
Oh man. All right. Statements
And
made.
if they have a problem with it, come get Andy.
Oh.
Andy will meet you in the streets, sir, won't you, Andy?
I'll meet them at my house because I can't be bothered to go out. You come round, we'll have a chat. Well, that's the news then, Mikey. So what you been up to for this week? What you done for fun?
What have I done? Started playing God of War.
Oh yeah,
Still
Dada
doing
boy.
Persona 5. I was going to do Persona 5 with a guide, and I read the guide and realized you'd have no time to actually enjoy the game.
What do you
So
mean?
Basically, I wanted to get all the... I wanted to go get... I'm going to get all the social links and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
But the game's designed for a second playthrough.
Right.
So if you can do it if you set it to easy and don't grind.
Oh really? Okay.
And I'm playing on hard, and if you think I'm going to knock it down from there, you're insane. Because it's a Persona game, and this is part of it. So I'm going to just not do that, because I'd rather go through it, finish it, come back in a month or two, and then play it again. Because it's a Persona game, and that's what I did with the other ones. But yeah, so I started playing God of War, or more accurately called Dad of Boy.
Woo!
So I'm about 6 hours into that. Thereabouts. I have seen playthroughs of it, so I am familiar with the story. I think the story is just excellent. Kicks the shit out of any of your open world nonsense, even though this is technically open world, but it's really not.
Yeah.
It's basically, you have a pond, and outside of those ponds, there's little caves and a few outlets and things. And a snake. But yeah, the story is just great. Christopher Judge as Kratos is remarkably good casting.
Yeah.
There are very subtle things. I won't go on about story, but this is like I get to experience the gameplay properly. So, combat system starts off simple, but just looking at the upgrade tree, I can see this getting like, which option do I choose now? A lot of customization on the weapons and stuff like that. The axe, the Leviathan axe, is real fun. I am kind of addicted to throwing it at someone, punching someone else, and then calling it back so it like takes out 4 guys on the way back while I'm still punching other dudes. Also, it can freeze people, and it's just a real good time. I
imagine you're still unlocking a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah, unlocking a lot of stuff. How they do Atreus, how his weapons work into it is very interesting. He automatically attacks on his own, but you can order him to fire or use special abilities. But it adds this weird strategic thing, because it's not like in most games where you stop and they're paying attention to the fact that you are using a long range attack. So now you are you can forget about Atreus very easily, and at times you're really going to regret that, because he doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but he really builds up stun, and he is very good for distracting someone if you're getting the shit kicked out of you. And if you're playing this game right, you are getting the shit kicked out of you a fair amount of times. There is a learning curve in the combat as well, mostly about how to master the timing, but overall, like, I am really enjoying it.
Good.
I will continue playing it and Persona at once,
wow.
because I'm hardcore.
Damn.
Yep. I was kind of tempted to get that Jedi game that came out that's supposed to be good.
It's meant to be quite buggy as well.
Yeah, I might wait a while, one, because it's too expensive. But then I saw
because it's more expensive than most games, isn't it? It's like an extra
it's like
10 quid more.
It's 70.
Whoa. Oh, euros.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant pounds. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Which is about 10 euros more.
Yeah.
But I saw some of the cutscenes and a bit of gameplay, and I was just like, the face design is off on your characters. And also, your running sequence is something else.
It's different.
Why? Humans don't run like that. I'm also slightly concerned by just looking at the combat. It looks like you're going to have a lot of time of your game is going to be kind of Dynasty Warriors mowing through like easily defeated enemies. Then you hit a boss, and that for a game with like which looks like it might have at least a somewhat in-depth combat system. You don't want the mowing down. The mowing down is for the button bashers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want stormtroopers being able to take out a trained Jedi, but in the story, you're not a trained Jedi. You're a surviving Padawan youngling. You're one of the younglings. So you were clearly not fully trained. So I would say it would be more sensible to have, like, at the end of the game, then you're like a badass Force user or something.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But I don't know. I like. I'll see if there's a demo. If there is, I'll give it a go. But watched a bit this week. RWBY episode 3 of season 7, which was basically the hey, here's the new guys that are working for the slightly dodgy military group. Aren't they amazing and cool? This won't come to bite you in the ass at all. It was it introduced a new design for the characters. Little bit of ship tease in there, I won't lie. For a few things. But yeah, it's basically kind of introducing the idea that this group called the Clovers, like, they're so badass, and Team RWBY and the rest, they all love them, and I'm sure that won't end badly. But it's mostly an action one, and that's no bad thing. Ends with a bit of a you've got plot. But yeah, I will say the pacing on this one seems a little slower than most of the seasons of late. It's not bad. Like, it's still working on the character, and it's still introducing some intrigue as well, which I'm really liking. It just I think just because it's doing a bit more world building of the place they're in, Atlas. We're not doing a lot of time with the individual characters as much as, at least not as much as we usually would. But yeah, then again, like, at the moment, their journey is as characters is not complete, but there hasn't been a trigger point to say, and now there's more development needed, you know? But no, I'm like still enjoying it. It's still a very pretty show. Still flummoxes me how much better looking that show got. So yeah, still doing that. No Rider this week because it hasn't been subbed yet. Been watching a few clips of The Mandalorian on YouTube.
But you haven't actually watched it yet?
No.
Okay.
Because I don't know if I would try creatively acquiring that, because I'm not a big Star Wars guy, and I am never paying for Disney Plus. Unless I do not, my golden rule, do not pay for a subscription service because you think you might like one show on it. And if DuckTales goes there, I'm going to start a war. But I did watch some anime this week.
Oh?
What did I watch? Let's see. I watched The Girl from the Outside. This was a 10-minute OVA, completely silent. Very interesting. It's about a girl who reading it, she's living with some sort of monster who seems very kind and caring, but can't touch her because if he touches her, she will become a monster herself.
Okay.
And so he's constantly wanting, like, she falls asleep and he wants to pick her up and carry her to bed, but he can't. Simple stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very much portrayed like she's aware this will happen. It's not like it's a secret, but it's like very interesting art style, very late 80s kind of. Remember that, the one with the snowmen? We're walking in the air.
Oh yeah.
Makes me think of that. I also watched the first of the ReZero OVAs.
Oh, how was it?
This was Memory Snow, I think it was called. It was mostly a goofball fest. The second one is supposed to be a lot more serious.
Okay.
But it's not subject. So basically, Puck, it turns out, if you're a powerful magic user in this world, you basically have to constantly be using your powers, or your magic builds up and then all sort of bursts out at once. And Puck, basically being a apocalyptic thing in the body of a cute little fairy cat, has a lot of power built up that he's not using. So it basically, everything around the mansion they're living in is freezing. It's set after the fight with the demon dogs, but before they go to the city for the whole royalty thing.
Okay.
So it's basically Subaruing his way through the entire thing as he sets up a snow festival because Puck is leaking ice magic. And they're building snow sculptures. It's quite fun. It dials up a lot of the wackier side of the show. Like, Subaru is Subaru plus at least one extra point. Rem is basically just the most obsessive Subaru fangirl. But he wakes up and just Rem's sitting next to his bed and just Rem, why are you here? Oh, sometimes I just like watching you sleep.
Oh no.
And at the end it's just I had a lovely time today. Yep, I definitely earned an extra bit of Subaru face watching time tonight.
Oh,
and everyone
no.
pauses just did you just say something weird? It wasn't weird.
I know why they do that, but from a story standpoint, is this the reason why Subaru didn't choose her?
Don't know, but
because that would be a good reason not to choose her.
I'd still pick her.
Yeah, but you'd be
Rem's
more
amazing. Rem's amazing.
You'd be...
Do not no. Don't even try to justify it, Andy.
Would you not be concerned?
Rem. It's Rem.
She watches you sleep.
It's Rem.
She wants more
She's
face.
A good girl. She can have any face. I'll buy her an iPhone. She can have all the FaceTime she wants. But and Amelia's kind of wacky in a way she's not usually wacky, you know.
Okay. So it's not. It doesn't feel in canon. It's more of a silly side story than a flushing out of stuff.
You're talking about the why he makes Amelia his number one and Rem is number two. There is a scene where drunk Amelia and drunk Rem are hugging each other, and he's just like staring, just like, why don't I have a camera? And I was just like, you have a flip phone, dude. You got a camera on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but that like he's just gone I love that universe so much. Season 2 is in the works, but it could be here now.
It won't be though.
Hopefully it's by the same studio. I hope it's not one of those series. Like, we've.
I don't think so because it was super popular. I don't see a reason.
Yeah, but so was One Punch Man.
Well, that is true. That is a fair point.
And wow, when the visual change, you realize how little there is to One Punch Man. But yeah, so I would say if you're into the series, it's well worth watching. There are some laugh out loud moments in it, and it's been a while. I was thinking today, it's been a while since I've seen something good and hilarious.
Okay.
Tried a show called Rifle Loving Girls, which I was kind of hoping would be kind of we're kind of taking it super seriously, like Tank Girls has. Here's the Tank Club at school.
Right.
It's just a gag. Hey, it's a shooting school. There's a shooting club at school, and it's like, these are real things, and it's just like, that's not fun. Similarly, there was what was it called, Jet Girls, I think, which was a sports anime about jet skis where there's two people on the jet ski, and also you have a gun that shoots lasers.
Right.
And I was just like, Keijo, maybe it's a Kate. No, does not get the balance. It tries to be, oh, we're being sexy, and I'm just like, doesn't matter. You don't get there is a magic to doing this, and you are not doing it right.
There's not enough cheese? Is that what it was?
Because at no point in this will there be a moment where a woman says, I will gain super speed by giving myself a wedgie.
Or the gate of Boobalon.
Yes, which are all said with the seriousness of saying, your father has 4 months to live.
Yes.
Like, that is the key to Keijo, is that no one blinks.
No.
There is so much blink-worthy things in that show, and no one even bats an eye.
It's just how it is.
This one, like, they're kind of constantly pausing to go like, we know we've put boobs in it, and it's just like, yes, boobs have great power, but there must be more to the boobs.
Truth.
Yeah. There was some. I tried a couple of other ones that are like not really notable. Kind of the one that attracted my attention, No Gun Life. Right.
Oh, that's the detective with the gun for a head. Yeah, I was thinking about watching that.
I am curious. Like, I've seen one episode.
How many episodes is it so far?
So far, there's 7. I don't know if it's going. I don't know like what length this is going to be either. I don't know if it's going to be 12 or 26.
I doubt 26 is probably a 12.
I don't know. It could. These kind of ones, these kind of sci-fi, these sort of pulp sci-fi detective ones, they do tend to get the longer.
You think so?
They either get the full run, or they have the and here's a core break, and now next core you have inverted commas season 2.
Okay.
So main character is named Juzo. He is a hard tobacco chewing detective, PI type who works he's got his code of honor, he does his rules, he never lets down his clients, and blah 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 blah. He's also a bit of a goofball who's like, I'm getting Shotaro vibes off you at times. Like, but it's like the goofball bit lasts about a second and then he goes dead serious again. And yes, he's in a world where he has a gun for a head. People react to this quite negatively.
You mean in the world of like fan base?
In the world, yeah.
It makes sense in the world that people would be a bit concerned with a dude who has a gun for a head. I'd be concerned.
Yeah. So in this world, extended are individuals who have undergone a cyborg process. So a lot of people, they've changed their sight, they've given themselves extra limbs, blah, 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 you know? He is what's called an overextended. Something to do with a war. We don't know yet. But he can't fire the gun. His weapon is he has basically sort of a revolver in his hand that he uses to do shockwave punches. So he says, I can't fire the gun, and I'm not letting anyone else pull the trigger on it unless I accept them as an individual, and I don't accept anyone. But like he's constantly smoking even though he has no mouth. He's constantly drinking even though he has no mouth. But I'm into the visual style. I'm curious about. I really like the sort of. I like sci-fi westerns and I like sci-fi pulp dramas. Like when they're done right, they can be real fun. So I'm going to stick with this one for a while. Was there anything else of note that I did this week? Oh yeah, I forgot this. I released a pilot for a podcast.
Hey, I was wondering if you could mention that.
Yeah, it's an idea I've had in my head for a while. It's called Fossil Fic. So FOSSILFIC. But so yeah, I watch a lot of stuff with dinosaurs and saber-tooths and everything else in it, and I'm always kind of cute. Like, I've seen people review them, but I've never seen people analyze them. Or if they analyze them, it's always from I'm a TV reviewer point of view. Like, I thought with my background I could give kind of something a bit different, so put it together like a 15-minute pilot. Probably if I do any other episodes, and I don't know if I will. It was like, this is kind of up in the air thing. I will probably do longer. Like, I want to do a bit more editing in the actual middle of the show, and do a bit more break, add in a few breaks or stuff like that. Yeah, I did it on Primal. So since it was sort of the freshest in my head, the next one is going to be on the first volume of Age of Reptiles. I gave it out to a few people to have a listen to see what they thought of the audio quality. One came back, said, "Do the good dinosaur." I was like, "Do you hate me?"
Yes.
Is that what you do? But I did say at the end of it, if you have requests, say what it is. So can't really say that and not take your request, I suppose.
I mean, you can, because it's a good dinosaur. And it's terrible.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't want to just get locked in. Hey, do the stuff you like.
It would be funny if you went, do the good dinosaur. What's that? The Land Before Time. Okay, if you insist.
The Good Dinosaur in animation movie.
I like how you speak, sir.
This is a good dinosaur movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh no, I have to do the other 15.
Oh no, that's a good point. Oh.
Yeah, if this ever makes anything of itself and someone asks me to do the other 15 Land Before Time movies, I'm coming for you. They're not great.
No.
They're not great movies. But no, I enjoyed making it. I want to do. There's no set release schedule for it or anything at the moment. I will probably put episodes out on a Friday when I do put episodes out. Mm-hmm. Just so I can take advantage of an ongoing Twitter hashtag. So yeah, it's up on iTunes. There is a sort of very bare bones starter website that I might do something more with, but I won't. When I have something on there to share, I will share it. But yeah, it's on iTunes. I'm hosting it on Podbean, so Fossil Fic over on Podbean. I'm submitting it to a few other feeds as well to see if they'll go through there. We'll see. Like I said, I'm just trying to have some fun with it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I was toying with putting it up on YouTube, but my God, no, because like I can't monetize this. I don't know. I'd still like to sue you.
Is it for kids?
I mean,
It talks about dinosaurs, doesn't it?
Have you seen Primal?
It's for kids, Mikey. It's 2D. It's 2D animation.
Oh, Andy, you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if anyone is curious about that, it's Fossil Fic, a paleofiction podcast. So that's up in your iTunes somewhere. I'm the only subscriber at the moment because I figured I might as well be to make sure stuff went up if I put it up.
Yay!
Andy, what about you?
What have I been up to? I've been watching a little bit of Animus. So have you heard of The Cautious Hero, Mikey?
That was on my list to actually watch, but I didn't get to it.
It's okay. I feel it's in the same genre as like Konosuba, like the jokey isekai. The problem is I find that it's not got a huge range of jokes to it. Its main joke is the fact that the hero is cautious, and then it's not much more than that. It doesn't have the same energy and pep that Konosuba does. The main focus is less on the hero and more the goddess that is his keeper, basically.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Imagine if Kazuma was the goddess in this aspect.
Oh God, that's almost as bad as Aqua being the goddess.
Yes, because she does lust after him. Because every now and again she says in English when she sees him doing sit-ups like, "Oh, six pack," or like when he's gone out this hour, "Oh, sexy."
You're kind of selling this.
Yeah,
to me, Andy, I'll be completely honest.
The thing is, like, those are the first 2 episodes, and the first 2 episodes, maybe 3, are quite interesting. The problem is the journey is basically, we need to defeat the demon lord. You've heard this shit before, haven't you?
Once or twice.
Yeah.
Is there a chicken in it? Is there a giant chicken?
No, there is no chicken so far. I've only seen like 5 episodes so far, but around episode 4 and 5, I was just kind of my interest levels, I think, started dropping off as the comedy didn't feel as, at least to me, as interesting. I'm gonna probably still keep going.
It's with the isekais we've gotten into, we do set an unrealistic standard for other genres, whether it's the serious or the mild horror or the comedy.
Well, the problem is
we
when there are
went in top tier, Andy.
This is the problem. Like, I don't think we should lower our standards. I'm gonna, like I say, I'm probably
because then they don't make stuff like Gridman.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going with it, see if the comedy kind of picks up. But he's like, not only is the hero really cautious, he's also quite mean.
Oh,
he's quite mean spirited. Like, he's got around episode 4 or 5. Like, he gets like 2 young party members who are like level 8, and he's like, I don't need you. You're worthless. And they're like, I don't know, like Ash Ketchum age like 10 or something like that, and he's just like, you're worthless to me, and you can carry my bags. It's like, okay, he's a bit on the mean side.
Hang on, to be fair, we do like an isekai with a very mean protagonist.
True, but now Fumi had some redeeming qualities to him. He was mean because the world shitted on him.
True, it did a bit.
And Kazuma was mean because, well, he was a fucking degenerate. And the world was very mean to him as well.
No, the world wasn't mean to him. He made the wrong choice.
He did.
He had a choice. Every problem Kazuma has, it is hard to deny. It started out self-inflicted.
But yes,
he made a poor decision.
To be fair, he didn't know it was a poor decision at first.
And there are benefits. Like, you couldn't say he's not. I mean, happy might be the wrong word, but he is comfortable with his social circle.
He stumbled through it somehow.
And he's come out the other end
somehow.
Probably stronger than he was.
Yes.
But it can't be denied that this all happened because he couldn't just let it fucking go.
Yeah, well, Aqua was being a fucking bitch.
Yeah, and all he had to do...
Let's just let it go.
Was let it fucking go.
It's true, and he's like, nah, fuck this bitch.
And then he just woke up just like, what have I done?
I've made a horrible mistake.
God the blow.
So
I was watching clips earlier on.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a good show.
One of my favorite ones with the other hero, the one who just like thinks Aqua's amazing.
Oh yeah, yep.
And the first one is like, we'll have a fight. Oh, all right. Give me your sword. Hit you on the head with it. I win.
Yep.
And the second one, which is him trying to get Aqua to join the party, and she punches him in the face for breaking her cage because she has no idea who he is.
That's right.
Because she's done this to far too many people.
And she's a terrible person and doesn't give a fuck about them. So yeah,
she cares about one person in the whole world, and all she does is give him shit.
It's just Aqua. No, she cares about herself.
No, she cares about Kazuma in the same way other people care about cats.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she will always put herself first, but he's at least a very distant second.
Yeah.
A very distant second.
A begrudging second.
Yeah. Like, that's not tsundere. That's a whole different thing. There has to be a term for what Aqua is.
Probably, yeah. But the cautious hero may be worth a try. It's still very early in the show, so I don't know if it gets better. The animation's fine. I don't know who's doing it though, off the top of my head. I wouldn't be surprised if. I think it's a decent-ish studio at the very least. Like it's not bad. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going, but I'm not wowed by it. I did Gundam Thunderbolt, the first movie, last week, and this week I did the second movie. The first movie was a self-contained thing. The second movie feels like it's part of an ongoing series of movies or OVAs, and this is really slow, and not a lot happens, and I was quite bored by it.
Yeah.
I was looking at the time, and it was about 3 a.m, and I was like, do I just turn it off? And I was like, it's probably nearly over. I should just force myself through it. I didn't enjoy it at all, unfortunately. So, although the first one was quite good, the second one, for me, I just did nothing. I did The Mandalorian.
I've heard some good things about those.
The first one,
I've
yes.
heard some good things about those.
But the second one, have you heard the good things about number 2?
all I've heard is like, oh, it's good. I like Thunderbolt. I
Yeah.
just haven't heard anything about
The individual ones.
anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, I'd say if you're going to do it, just watch the first one as it's self-contained. The second one, like I say, seems to be setting up for a series of either a TV show or more movies, kind of like what Unicorn was and what the Origin movies were. So until more of them are out, I would just do the first one, personally. I also did The Mandalorian, episodes 1 and 2. It's really slow. It's really slow. The pacing of it is incredibly slow, like painfully slow.
Is it slow?
Yes. Yeah, it's really really slow. The
Is it not
episodes
fast?
the episodes are also quite short. They're just over what you would expect for like a cartoon. So they're just about 30 minutes long. So with the pacing also, like I say, being slow, not a lot feels like it's happened in these 2 episodes, which is a bit of a bummer. The thing is, it's maybe the best Star Wars has had in a very, very long time, which is faint praise, granted. But the actual shots in it are fantastic. It's a very pretty show. I just wish it would start pushing the plot along. And the problem is, a lot of these really nice, beautiful shots are quite long. Like, it'll stick on them for a while. And you're like, yeah, I get it. Cut.
I don't think they want
Cut. There we go. Okay, now we've cut. And that'll happen a few times in the series. I'm interested to see where it's going to go, but I'm not blown away like some people I've seen online are. Like, you know, bless him, Angry Joe gets very excited about things he's really into. Have you seen his review on it?
Some flipping out about this.
Oh,
I saw his review of the first one, and it was just like, oh my god, I love it.
Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't think it was nearly as good as he was making it out to be. But I don't think that's a huge surprise, because he got really into it. And I was like, it's better, but see where it goes, and it hasn't gone too far. Another episode of Fate Grand Order, that was good. I'm not going to talk about it because just watch it. I'm really enjoying it. It's fun times. And have I done anything else watching wise? Oh, I've started The Devil is a Part-Timer. A reverse isekai where a super powerful demon overlord is transported to our world without any magic powers and has to live in our world and goes to work at McDonald's, or the universe equivalent at McDonald's. Again, perfectly fine. It's no Konosuba, but it's quite a fun little ride. I'm enjoying it so far. Have you seen it, Mikey? Because it's not like a brand new anime or anything.
Not a lot of it, but I am familiar with it.
Okay, yeah, I'd say it's worth a crack. It's enjoyable enough, and it's got some nice animation. I have a feeling it's just gonna drop into the just everyday life situation rather than like we're progressing to a plot point element or something like that. Kind of like Konosuba, but even then, Konosuba has the goal of like maybe we should be the evil overlords at some point. Whatever.
No, it has the goal with the response being no.
Yeah, we're rich. Let's just live well, and then something goes wrong.
Yeah, I keep forgetting he's actually technically he's quite wealthy.
Well, yeah, he is, but I can't remember has he lost it all by the end of season 2? I can't remember.
I don't think so. They're still in the mansion, if I remember right.
Because he does lose it all at one point, like mid-season.
Well, no, he gets arrested at one point.
No, he loses it all because he has to pay for the reparations.
Oh,
for building up, for blowing up the place.
I've been toying with rewatching it. So
no, don't toy with it. Do it. Just rewatch it. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Especially with the movie coming out or is out. I think people have seen it. I think people in America can see it. I doubt we'll have that option because fuckers is usually the response.
Yep.
But that's all this stuff I've watched this week. I've built some of my Gundam kits because I got a box in which I ordered months and months and months ago because it was on HLJ. It was a back order for the Dinosaurus, not Dinosaurus. Crap, what's his name? Let's just get the box because that's going to be easier.
That would be sensible.
The Magnasaura.
Magnasaur.
Yeah, it's from that super robot line. that I showed you months ago, where the main
Oh,
robots
it's
split into individual ones.
the
Gosaur,
school
yeah.
based one. Gosaur.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gosaur.
I've got a picture. He's a T-Rex.
That's right. Yeah, this one's the T-Rex. I was waiting for it for ages to come into backstock on HLJ. It's came in. I haven't built it yet, but I also got the Leo from Gundam Wing. Built him. He's really nice and cute. He's not the best suit ever, mainly because they have some polycap joints for his hips and his ankles, which aren't the best, but the rest of him is fine. It's just like waist down, he's a bit more on the wobbly side than he should be. But I really like that design for a grunt suit, so I'm okay with it. And as of today, I finished building the Sandrock, which Mikey, you should know the Sandrock, don't you?
Sandrock.
Yeah, I built him. He's quite nice. I haven't had a chance really to fiddle with him too much. I've just kind of put him together, but he looks good. He's good. He's a really good, solid kit. But like the Leo is surprisingly smaller than the 1:144 scale real grade Tallgeese, though. Yeah. Even though I think I know the Tallgeese was a prototype, but I think that they were just, I can't remember if the Leos were in the show meant to be smaller or not. But he kind of dwarfs him. But no, that's been it as far as I can remember. I aged as well. That was something I did this week.
You have aged.
Yeah, it was my birthday, so I got older.
You have withered.
I have. I didn't do anything for it, as I haven't really done anything for my birthday for a decade. Well, probably a decade now. Of not doing anything. So, yeah, I can't really say anything there. Oh, I did see my buddy Matt, which was fun. What did we... Oh, we watched Overlord. Have you heard of that, Mikey? The movie, not the anime.
Not the movie.
It's the kind of horror movie where during World War II, I think, or World War one of them, guys are dropped in behind the lines and go to an evil castle where Germans are doing evil experiments on like a super soldier serum, but it's more like evil, creepy zombie men. It's fun. It's a fun little film. It's not like gonna change your perspective on the world or anything, but it is a entertaining little film. It's got some good horror effects. I enjoyed it. It's a bit silly fun. Silly fun. That's it. That's all I've done, Mr. Mikey. And that's all we've done. And as we were going to do last week, but we didn't do, we're putting questions on hold for the moment, probably for a bit, just to kind of build up some interesting ones and whatnot, so you, the people, can ask us about things. It's
your turn now, children.
Yes, you may step up to the plate. Yeah, so I guess we should probably end the show, Mikey, and wrap this one up, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, Mikey, where can people find you on the internet? You don't need to promote your podcast because, well, you've already done that, which is good.
Yeah.
But you'll need to remember to do that in the future.
Yes. You can find me on Twitter as Irish Paleo, and if you have anything you'd like to ask us, guys, you can do it on the Moonbase2 at gmail.com. You can send us a matter on Twitter, Facebook, Libsyn, Andy's website, iTunes, other places. Please, any feedback, and especially since we are going to take a break from questions for a few weeks, give us a bit of a backlog, guys. Give us something to work with.
Yeah.
Andy.
You can find me on Twitter, CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW, at the moment, at least. Who knows how long that'll last. Ha ha ha, but not really ha ha ha. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums. We're on Twitter, we're on iTunes, we're on Facebook, we're on Libsyn, we're on YouTube at the moment. If you can find us as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast.
Why am I laughing? That's quite dark.
It is, unfortunately, but that's how it be and how it do. You can also find the show on the ccbunker.weebly.com as well for all that kind of stuff on top of that. And if you want to head over to patreon.com/moonbase2, you can get the Patreon, which is $2 each month, and you get the extended version of From the File of Teltron 2. You also get it a week early, and you also get the Moonbase Woo Woo, where we talk about non-transforming Transformer things. That was something we did the comic show, didn't we, Mikey?
Yes, we did.
And I put that up today, so people on Patreon will be able to go and see that if you want to, or listen to that if you want.
Excellent.
Sweet. So again, thank you, Mikey, for joining me and talking to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
All I can think about is the small little rodent thing. I think it was Slonodon from Zootopia.
Why?
Because he was a little gangster mouse.
Oh,
And it was and what the events of the movie where he was involved were on the day of his daughter's wedding.
see, I was doing Tony, the Tony thing from The Simpsons, and this is the day of my daughter's wedding. God knows what season that was, but it happened at some point when it was good. So until next week, everybody, we will catch you for more Moonbase 2 stuff in the future.
Will you?
Maybe.
Ha 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 ha.
You are now leaving Moonbase 2.